Hi, I'm John Symes. I'm Chief Winemaker here at Mission Hill Family Estate. We're currently in Kelowna, which is in the central part of the Oakanagan Valley in British Columbia. We have a beautiful winery here with fantastic visitor centre and caves, and we've been making wine here now for quite a few years. I originally came to Mission Hill in 1992 from New Zealand. I was winemaker in New Zealand for a company called Montana Wines, which makes, among other things, makes quite a lot of Sauvignon Blanc. That's the bells telling me it's coming up to 1 o'clock. So I've been here. I joined Montana in the 70s in New Zealand, and then came to Mission Hill in 1992. And we now farm on about 900 acres of vineyards and make a range of wine styles, quite a few Bordeaux wines, along with some Chardonnay, Sauvignon Blanc, Pinot Gris, and some of the Germanics, Riesling, and of course ice wine, which most people also make here in Canada.
Great. And how do you think the Canadian, I mean, in America even, a lot of people don't know about the Canadian wines, and particularly BC, because very few are actually exported. So what can you tell like the average American wine drinker, and how this is different, or how the differentiation between the Canadian wines and perhaps some other wines that are available? And
Well, I think the wines that we're making here in British Columbia tend to be wines that are fantastic wines to have with food. They are usually, even our bigger red wines are usually slightly lower in alcohol than you'll find from some of the big California red wines, because the fruit doesn't get quite as ripe here. I mean, it gets ripe, but it doesn't get seriously overripe. So the wines have a freshness and a delicacy. Typically will have a very good acid balance with them as well. So the wines that are really well suited to food. They're not wines that you have to cellar for 10 years, or wines that are going to be, one glass is going to make you, think like you've really drunk a lot of alcohol. They go wonderfully well with food. They're stylistically, they're like I say, they very good fruit flavors, particularly on the nose, soft, delicate flavors through the palate, and really surprising for people who haven't been here just how good they are. We get warm here in summer, and we can get most grape varieties ripe. We can ripen Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot here, for example. But we have a very short growing season, but it's quite warm, and we have very long days because we're so far north. Very long hours of sunshine, because we're so far north. But there are BC wines being exported into some parts of the United States. We have some going into eastern United States, some going into the Washington market, a little bit into California, but it is a small region, and most producers here primarily staying either in British Columbia or British Columbia and Alberta, a little bit even into the Ontario market, but it's growing quite quickly. Still a very young region, and it is growing quite quickly and expanding. It will always be small just because of the terrain you can see here behind. It goes into mountains really quickly, but if you get a chance, go and look for them. The BC wines are fantastic wines. They're fantastic value wines, and we can hold our own now.
we've won several awards.
I was just going to say, we can hold our own now many of the BC wines will enter California wine shows, and we can hold our own. So our BC wines will get gold medals. In many cases, we'll get trophies for the best of particular varieties in some of the big shows down in California. So they are becoming known, and the quality is becoming better and better as the vineyards are getting a little bit older. And if you get a chance, they're fantastic value and great wines to try.
Thank you, John.
I should keep my day job.